Unforgiven is a 1992 American Western film starring, directed, and produced by Clint Eastwood, and written by David Webb Peoples. The film tells the story of William Money, an aging outlaw and killer who takes on one more job, years after he had turned to farming. Plot: William Money, played by Clint Eastwood, is a widower with 2 young children. He was once a very vicious gunfighter, but after marrying, gave up gunfighting, drinking, and most other vices. His wife died of smallpox in 1878, but he continues to try to eke out a living with his children on their hog farm, and to try to be the kind of man he believes his late wife would want him to be. In 1880, in the town of Big Whiskey, Wyoming, 2 cowboys, Davy, played by Rob Campbell, and Mike, played by David Mucci, are spending their leave at a brothel owned by Skinny Du Bois, played by Anthony James. One of the women, Delilah, makes an offhand comment that Mike perceives as an insult, so he attacks her with a knife, scarring her face. Skinny and the de facto Madam, Strawberry Alice, played by Frances Fisher, hold them until sheriff named Little Bill Daggett, played by Gene Hackman, arrive. The women want Davy and Mike to hang, but Little Bill decides that since they did not murder Delilah, they should be horsewhipped instead. However, Skinny is more concerned with potential loss of business due to Delilah's disfigurement. So Little Bill decrees that instead of being horsewhipped, the men will have to give Skinny some horses. This outrages the women even more, and afterward they meet privately and pool all their resources to offer a reward to anyone who will kill the 2 attackers. A young man calling himself the Schofield Kid, played by James Woolvett, who knows Money by reputation and would like his help in killing Davy and Mike in return for half the reward money, visits Money's hog farm. Money makes it clear that he is not interested because, since marrying his late wife, he doesn't do the things he used to do anymore. But after the kid leaves, Money begins to have second thoughts. Back in Big Whiskey, Davy and Mike show up with the horses for Skinny. The women throw stones and horse manure at them. Davy seems genuinely sorry about what happened to Delilah. He pointedly tells Skinny that one of the horses is not for him, and then offers it to Delilah. The women only throw more manure. Manny realized that he will need help in the tracking down the wayward cowboys. Money decides to contact his former partner, Ned Logan, played by Morgan Freeman. He says goodbye to his kids, telling them if they need anything to see Ned's common-law wife, Sally 2 Trees, and after that he rides to Ned's. Sally, apparently recognizing that whatever Money has in mind cannot end well, just glares at him without speaking the entire time he is there. The 2 men ride off in pursuit of the kid. The first to arrive in Big Whiskey in pursuit of the reward is a gray-haired Englishman known as English Bob, played by Richard Harris, who was traveling with his biographer, named Beecham, played by Saul Rubinek. They arrive in Big Whiskey, where Little Bill catches him concealing a gun. He brutally beats and kicks Bob until he is nearly unconscious, then throws both him and Beecham in jail. Eventually Ned and Manny catch Schofield Kid, and soon discern that he is severely nearsighted and can't see a target more than 50 yards away. At the jail, Little Bill debunks many of the stories Bob has told Beecham about his exploits. Soon Beecham is out of his cell and working as Little Bill's biographer rather than Bob's. Little Bill finally puts Bob on a train out of town. Money and his companions see the train carrying English Bob go by as they approach town. A torrential downpour begins, and by the time the Money party reaches town, Money is sick with fever. Arriving at the saloon, Ned and the kid go upstairs to engage the services of the prostitutes, but Money doesn't do that sort of thing anymore and remains downstairs. Little Bill sizes Money up as an out-of-towner after the reward money, and beats and kicks him in a similar way to what he did to English Bob, has him thrown out into the street, and sends his deputies upstairs after Ned and the kid. Ned and the kid escape through a window, manage to get Money onto his horse, and ride out of town, where Ned nurses Money back to health with the help of some of the prostitutes. By the time Money has regained his health, the rain has stopped, but there is snow on the ground and Money's partners have scouted out their targets. Davy with a group of cowboys chasing a calf. Ned fired the shot, hitting Davy's horse, which falls over, breaking the man's leg and pinning him to the ground. Ned can't bring himself to finish the man off, and the kid can't see that far, so Money fires several shots and finally hits him. Ned has had enough of killing and leaves his companions to return home, but is captured by Little Bill's men, and we see him being interrogated by Little Bill. Money and the kid wait outside the house where Mike and his guards are holed up. When Mike comes out to use the outhouse, the kid waits until he is finished and then shoots him. But the kid can't deal with the fact that he has killed a man. He has boasted repeatedly of having killed 5 men, but now admits that this was his first and resolves to never kill again, telling Money, "I'm not like you." Money has him drink some whiskey, but it doesn't help. One of the prostitutes brings the reward money and informs them that Ned has been killed, after revealing Money's identity. Money sends the kid home with the reward money, telling him to leave his and Ned's shares with his children and take the rest and use it to buy some good spectacles. Manny rides toward town. Outside the saloon, he sees Ned's body upright in an open casket, with a sign saying that this is what happens to assassins in this town. Money enters the saloon, where most of the townsmen have gathered. He asks who owns the establishment, and when Skinny identifies himself, Money shoots him. Little Bill calls him a coward for shooting an unarmed man, but Money replies, "He should have armed himself, if he's going to decorate his saloon with my friend." Manny's shotgun misfires. Little Bill draws his pistol and shoots. Manny draws his pistol and manages to hit Little Bill and several other men. Manny goes to the bar and helps himself to more whiskey. Beecham was not able to leave because of a body lying on top of him. Beecham tries to engage him in conversation about gunfighting, but Money's response frightens him into leaving as well. Little Bill turns out to still be alive and Money hears him cock his pistol. Manny steps on his hand before he can get a shot off. Little Bill then says, "I'll see you in hell, will ya, Money?" Money simply replies, "Yeah," and shoots him. Manny walks to his horse. He mounts his horse and as he rides past Ned's body, he announces that if the people of the town do not bury Ned properly, or if they harm the prostitutes in any way, he will come back and kill every man in the town. About the film. The film, directed by Clint Eastwood and an original screenplay, is written by David Webb Peoples. The book called The Shouldest, by Glendon Swarthout, as one of the main inspirations for the script. Casting of the film was Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris, James Woolvett, Saul Rubinek, Francis Fisher, Anna Levine and David Mucci. The film was primarily shot on location in Alberta, Canada, capturing the vast landscapes that resembled the American Old West. Clint Eastwood ensured attention to detail, using minimalistic sets and practical effects to create an authentic and gritty atmosphere. The musical score for Unforgiven was composed by Lenny Niehaus. It features a haunting and melancholic theme that complements the film's somber tone and moral complexities. The soundtrack also includes songs by other artists that evoke the time period and enhance the narrative. Unforgiven was released on August 7, 1992, in the United States. The film had a production budget of around $14 million. At the box office, Unforgiven grossed over $159 million worldwide, making it a commercial success. Unforgiven received widespread critical acclaim. It was praised for its thoughtful exploration of the Western genre, its exceptional performances, and its moral complexity. The film won 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director for Clint Eastwood. Unforgiven is considered a landmark film in the Western genre and is often hailed as one of the greatest Westerns ever made. It marked a significant shift in the portrayal of violence and the deconstruction of the mythic cowboy archetype. Its impact on the genre and its exploration of complex themes continue to influence filmmakers today. 10 interesting facts about Unforgiven movie. 1. Although the score was arranged by Lenny Niehaus, the main theme was written by Clint Eastwood. 2. The script floated around Hollywood for almost 20 years. Gene Hackman read and rejected it, only to be later convinced by Clint Eastwood, who had owned the rights for some time, to play a role. 3. In the early 1980s, Francis Ford Coppola got the script and met with John Malkovich to offer him the role of William Money. 4. Jeremy Irons was considered for the role of English Bob. 5. The concept for this movie dated to 1976, when it was developed under the titles The Cuthore Killings and The William Money Killings. 6. The film cast includes 3 Oscar winners, Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman, and 1 Oscar nominee, Richard Harris. 7. Clint Eastwood initially turned down the script for Unforgiven, before eventually deciding to make it. 8. Gene Hackman won an Academy Award for his performance as Little Bill Daggett. 9. The film's final shootout scene is considered one of the most memorable in cinematic history. 10. Unforgiven was Clint Eastwood's first film to win the Academy Award for Best Picture.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos and don't forget to press like button and share.